Hello, my Capricorns. How are you? This is Dee from Consciously Focused Tarot, bringing you your general reading for May 2018, but basically from the day I record, which is the 23rd of April through the end of May, although I may come back with a mid-May update as the new energies come in. You might start to see the shift play out in the cards. So this reading is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Okay, what did I wanted to say? Yes, with regard to the free readings that I did last month, that I did, or that I offered, I should say, about a week or so ago. I'm losing track of time, I'm so busy. But for those of you that are still waiting for your readings, I'm working on them, okay? Please be patient with me. Half of you should have already received your readings, and I did receive positive feedback. Thank you very much. Okay, so that's that. So now I'm just going to summarize the astrology. For those of you that would prefer not to listen to that, you can fast forward to about, I don't know, 6 or 7 minutes, okay? And as a matter of fact, if you don't mind, you could probably timestamp in the comments at what time the reading actually starts. But yes, Capricorns, okay. Now, I don't know if you watched the video that I uploaded with regard to Saturn retrograde, and I mentioned in that specifically for the Capricorns because Saturn is Capricorn's ruling planet. And just a synopsis of that is basically that when Saturn goes retrograde, I believe in Vedic astrology, it was in the 12th house, and in Western astrology, it's in our first house, but don't quote me on that, okay? But as you know, as Capricorns, that Saturn is about structure, institution, being established. It's about long-term. Anything that you do will have a long-term influence to it, more permanent. It's about self-discipline and consistency and integrity and your values and that type of thing, okay? It's about parents. It's about tradition, okay? It's about making solid plans, like steady wins the race, okay? It's about hard work, and Saturn rewards hard work. That being said, when Saturn is retrograde, it will call, especially for Capricorns and those people with Capricorn in their natal charts, even though it's going to affect everyone, but it will call for us now to reevaluate our structures that we have always relied on as being stable and secure, okay? And to go back in, reevaluate them, get rid of anything that's not serving you anymore. It may have been good for the last 10, 15, 20 years, but because there's so much transformation and change going on, we do need to go back and re-examine and reevaluate what structures we have relied on that have worked for us that may have outlived its purpose, okay? And it's no longer, because we're all growing, we're all evolving, okay? So sometimes some of the things that, true, tried and tested procedures and formulas and things that we put our faith in, sometimes they need to be tweaked. Not to say you've got to throw the baby out with the bathwater, but you may need to go in and make sure that your plans are evolving with you, okay? And your structures are evolving as you evolve. So definitely we would need to go in and look to see if there are any weak spots that need to be shored up, that need to be tightened up, okay? And that being said, I'm jumping ahead a bit here, but seeing as we're on the subject and we're talking about money, okay, in the second and the first house, even though the planetary aspects for May are looking really good in our second house of money, finances, and work, and that type of thing, because Saturn is retrograde, we just can't take it for granted. We still need to go back in and make sure that that the way everything is set up, you know, your processes, procedures, and whatever you've had in place with regards to your finances, your money, your investments, your home, okay, anything that brings you a sense of, you know, your financial foundation, your resources, and anything that brings you a sense of financial stability, just go back in and just give them a once over, okay, just to make sure that there isn't anything in there that you need to tighten up. Okay, now for May, for the first 2 weeks of May, we have Capricorn is conjunct Pluto, okay, and we have Mars in Capricorn conjunct Pluto, which is fantastic. It's really strong because Mars is that action planet. Pluto is about self-introspection, okay, and self-introspection, healing, upgrading, cleaning out those things that are just a clutter. You know, it's like decluttering and making space so that you can evolve and grow in a healthy way. And also putting a spotlight, Pluto also puts a spotlight on those things that may be impeding us, that it's not coming from an external source but from an internal source, okay. But the first 2 weeks is very strong, and so this is a time really when you can really use this energy to manifest what you want, because Mars, because we've been a bit stuck with the Mercury retrograde and everything that's been going on for the past few months, and a lot of red lights, slow down, stop, blah, 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 reevaluate, retweak, blah, 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 okay? But now, and not to say that we're not going to have a continuation of that, but we do have a window, a 2-week window at the beginning of May where we can push forward, okay? But push forward practically, cautiously, you know, just don't throw your common sense to the wind, but it is a good time to take that step, that project or that goal that that goal that you have always had in mind, or something that you wanted to launch. You can take that next step because doors will be opening, and you will have that energy to support you with that move forward, okay? So that's the first 2 weeks in May to really that'd be an opportunity. You get some momentum to manifest what it is you would like to see transpire, okay? Also, we have Uranus is changing signs. Now, Uranus changes signs every 7 years, and it's moving into Capricorn's sister sign of Taurus. Now, when I saw, and whatever happens in your sister sign, I mean, will also affect Capricorn, will affect our sun sign. So the good thing is that Taurus is an earth sign, so that harmonizes very well with Capricorn. Because when I saw Uranus, I'm like, oh no, because you know which card in the deck that symbolizes Mars and Uranus. It's the Tower. So I thought, oh no Tower moments, please, no more of those. However, it is harmoniously aspected, meaning that while Uranus is a very unpredictable sign, I have a call coming in. I hope it's not blocking the lens. No, I don't think it is. So while Uranus is a very unpredictable sign, because it's transiting with very harmonious planets to Taurus and Capricorn, the surprises should be nice surprises. They may be out of the blue, it's unpredictable, but it shouldn't be anything that's going to pull the rug out under our feet in a bad way. But for me, being an earth sign, whether it's a good surprise or a bad surprise, I don't like surprises, period, okay? And I know that some of you Capricorns out there can concur with me on that, okay? So, okay, so we also have a new moon on the same day in Taurus, and Uranus is moving into Taurus into the 5th house, and that's wonderful because the 5th house is about romance and sensuality and pleasure and joy and enjoying and appreciating all your senses, you know, eating or smelling, physical senses and that type of thing. Okay, so this is also a good time. It's a very creative energy as well, so that's a great time for starting a new creative endeavor. For example, for authors who may be writing a book, or someone who may be launching a business website, or fashion, beauty, you know, artists. So that's the new moon on the 15th of May, so that should be quite exciting and a nice energy lift from, you know, some of the heavy energies that we've been experiencing, okay? And then at the middle of the month, we also have Mars going into the 2nd house of money and finances. So this will really be a good time to find ways to increase your finances, or looking for a job, you know, employment, that type of thing. But like I said before at the beginning of this summary, while you could start to see some financial abundance and increase, also don't take any risks. Really, you know, look at your finances, get your QuickBooks out, or, you know, your budget, or, you know, whatever it is you do to track your finances, and just make sure you're still on track, or if there's any tweaking that needs to be done there to shore up your financial foundation. Because while this time in May will be very positive and beneficial for finances, we will have a few months, I don't know, June, July, August, where Mars will be going retrograde in the same house, the 2nd and the 1st house. Okay, so definitely bolster yourself for that, so that, you know, you can weather any fluctuations or inconsistencies at that time. And then around the 3rd week, we have Venus moving into the house of relationships. Yay! Nice. So this would be a really great time for relationships and partnerships. So we have Mars in the 5th house of romance and sensual pleasures and creativity at the middle of the month, and then the 3rd week of the month we have Venus moving into the 7th house of relationships. So this really should be a lovely little boost for those of you that are in existing relationships, and for those of you looking or seeking a relationship or romance. So look out for that for the 2nd or 3rd week of May, okay, Capricorns? And also around the 3rd and the last week, it's also a great time to maybe go on vacation, just pamper yourself, go to a spa, meditate. You know, you're thinking about your spirituality, you know, your connection and alignment with spirit, and just going inward a little bit. So, you know, a little time of reflection. And also the full moon is going to be in the 12th house in Sagittarius on the 29th. Okay, so that pretty much is my little summary update for planetary influences in May. Okay, and if you did not watch the video I did about the Saturn retrograde, especially as it relates to Capricorns, you may want to go back and take a quick peek at that. So, okay, I'm going to start the reading. I'd already shuffled the cards and laid them out and then put them back in the same order, just to save time. Now, a lot of the cards just kept coming out in twos and twos and twos, so I've just left them exactly the way they came out. Okay, so in case you're thinking, what are all these cards over here? What's going on? Well, those are the planetary influences right now. Okay. I nearly stopped and said, oh, okay, let me reshuffle these. And I said, no, bring the messages exactly the way Spirit wants you to bring the messages. Okay. So just hang on in with me here. Okay. So I'm doing the Celtic cross. So in the center of the reading, we have the Death and the King of Wands in reverse. And I do hope that the camera doesn't cut out, because my camera doesn't really like readings that go too much over 30 minutes. When I make the readings shorter, it's not because I don't want to do them. It's because I'm afraid that I'll have to have a part 2 and a part 3, because I'm not re-recording these, okay? It's too much work. So, let's see. So crossing, we had the High Priestess and the Tower. When I is that the High Priestess and the Tower, and I thought, look at that, they were really lining up. So you see that Uranus energy is already showing up, and we're not in May yet. So sometimes, and especially for me, because I have to channel these energies to bring you the readings, the energies will show up, you know, before they're sort of not predicted to, but you know, before the timetable. Okay, you start to feel their influences. Okay, and then in the foundation we have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse and the 6 of Swords in reverse. In the near past we have the 3 of Swords in reverse, which the 3 of Swords is a good, move these over here a bit. The 3 of Swords is a good card to have in reverse, because it means that you're healing, that there's healing going on from disappointment or past heartbreaks. And if there were any third-party situations going on, there may be an end to that third-party interference. And when you hear me talk about third-party, I'm not necessarily talking about in the romantic sense, because you can have third-party interference coming from anywhere. Okay, it can be from your social groups, it can be from your family members or friends. It doesn't always have to be where someone's cheating or what have you. Okay, so crowning you, we have the Lovers and the Chariot in reverse. And this is the way they came out, guys. So I'm laying them exactly the way they came out. They were coming out in twos, twos, twos. Okay. In the near future, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse. Yeah, these 3 came out together. And then how you see yourself is the 4 of Pentacles in reverse, the Queen of Cups in reverse, and the 3 of Wands in reverse. Okay, come on, guys. That's not too good right there. But I'm sure a lot of us feel that way. We've been through a lot of discombobulating energies. So, but we're coming out. We're coming through that, okay? May is going to be a really, really great month to start to lay a new foundation and move forward, okay? It can't, I suppose, in life, everything can't be peachy all the time. We have to navigate the highs and the lows. That's just reality. Okay, and your environment, 9 of Cups in reverse. So you're not very happy with your environment either, currently. 4 of Swords in reverse. Okay, it looks as though you may have taken a little step back where you were all in your head, or where you're taking a step back from a situation, but you're coming out of that now. And in the outcome, finally, yay, the King of Cups. Someone loves you. Very nice. Okay. So at the bottom of the deck, I pulled 4 cards. So we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. This is Capricorn. This is your current energy. Okay, current, recent, past energy, or the energy that is still affecting you at the time that this reading is being done. The King of Swords in reverse. The Magician. I don't like seeing the King of Swords in reverse in association with the Magician. That's not good. That's someone that's not trustworthy, that's manipulative, or abusing their power, okay? And then we have, yay, we have the 2 of Cups. Now, typically, this would be a really nice card, but flanked by these negative cards, it looks as though the energy that's coming into this reading is that the Wheel is in reverse. So it looks as though there's a delay. There was still some slight delay because there is a lesson that needed to be learned that has not been fully grasped yet. And the lesson has to be learned before this wheel turns upright and you really get that green light to move forward, okay? And the lesson came out of probably a relationship because it's with the 2 of Cups. It could be, doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, but it's a partnership, okay? It could be a work partnership. It could be a romantic partnership. It could be a very, very good friendship, okay? But someone that you have a strong connection with. It could be a family member that you have a strong connection with, okay? And it looks as though, and then we have the Magician next to it. Okay, so it looks as though you guys or someone was trying to manifest a relationship here. A really nice connection here. However, someone in this situation was distant and cold, maybe a little bit ruthless, or they may be very detached, manipulative in this situation. So this is why this partnership or relationship at this point, whatever it was you were trying to manifest, Capricorn, or the person you're dealing with was trying to manifest, it hasn't moved forward because someone hasn't learned their lesson yet, and there is still some negative energy here, in a sense where someone basically either just doesn't want to communicate, doesn't want to talk about it, they're emotionally detached and cold, okay? Yeah, and someone may be using, yeah, okay, Spirit. just dropped something here in my spirit. Someone may be using the lack of communication and detachment to manipulate this partnership and this situation, but that strategy has stopped the wheel from moving forward. Okay, the wheel of destiny from moving forward. So that is the energy that's coming into this reading. Okay, Capricorn. Okay, so in the center, this is a heavy reading here. In the center of the reading, I do hope, okay, I'm already apologizing in advance if we have to have a part 2 to this, because I think we're already at 30 minutes. And like I said, my camera sometimes plays up if the video goes on for too long. I'm not sure if it's because it's overheating or what. So yeah, we got manipulation all over these cards. Okay, so we have the King of Wands, and if you notice, I'm not saying too much about the signs, because you know what energy and behavior you're dealing with. Okay, so you can just apply it to those people, because there's every sign in here. There are so many different signs in here. But you can apply the scenario to your situation based on what's going on and with whom, okay? So we've got the Death in reverse and we've got the King of Wands in reverse. So this is someone who, this is in the center of your reading, Capricorn. So this is someone who basically is trying to block the transformation, the transition of this situation. As I go into the reading, I'll try and point out which situations we're talking about. But right now, so far, we're talking about partnerships. It could be at work. It could be with a close friend, a close family member, your husband, or your romantic partner. But someone here, so we've got a fire sign here, and we have Scorpio. We've got fire and water here that's trying to block and stop a transformation happening, a transformation that has to happen. But this person, it's like, it's my way or the highway. I'm not budging. Okay, they think that if they just stand firm, they want to keep everything the way it is. They don't want the situation to change. But with the Death card, I think it's more about this person changing. Now, Capricorn, I don't know if this is you or the other person in this situation, but someone does not want to change their behavior. They do not want to change their perspective or viewpoint. It's my way or the highway, and I don't want this change, and this change is not going to happen. Okay? However, why is the next card the Tower? You see, sometimes we have a plan, but God in the universe has a bigger plan. And as you know, God in the universe will give us a chance to sort the situation out on our own recognizance and consciousness and awareness. But it will get to the point where Uranus, Mars in Uranus, is going to come in and say enough already. Let me help you out here. Okay? And this is with the High Priestess. So it seems as though someone is not using their intuition. Someone is not using their intuition. So Uranus in Mars, the Tower, had to come in and put a stop to this situation, because the Tower also, the Tower and the Death, there's some strong cards in here, Capricorn, I gotta tell you. Okay. I mean, right here, we've got 4 major arcana right in the middle of your reading. So the universe really is coming in and taking control of this situation to steer it in the right way. And the Death and the Tower card purify. It's purification. It's clearing out the dead wood, clearing out the old beliefs, clearing out the behavior that's not working. Okay, there's some really powerful cards. Look at this: the Magician, the Wheel, the Chariot, the Lovers. Oh dear, dear me. Okay. Okay. Yeah. And really, as I'm looking at these, with Uranus going into our sister sign of Taurus, let's hope that some of the unexpected twists and turns will be pleasant, okay? And if we haven't done the work that we know we need to do, when Uranus comes in, it may not be pleasant, okay? If we're hanging on stubbornly to something we know we need to let go of or correct or rectify, you really don't want the universe here, the tower, to come in and rectify it for us, okay? So right there, that's huge. Big message right here. Because it's 4 major arcana in the center of the reading. Are you serious right now? Okay, plus the Wheel of Fortune, plus the Magician, all in the current energy. 6 major arcana. That's huge. Okay, let me see, what area is this affecting? I want to say mostly what I can see here, it's relationships and partnerships, and also maybe money and independence. Okay, because at the foundation of the reading, we have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse with the 6 of Swords in reverse. Okay, so it looks as though there's someone here that's kind of feeling a little bit like a victim. Their sense of autonomy and self-sufficiency and independence either feels threatened, or that's the way some of you Capricorn are feeling right now, that somehow in your finances or your and your independence, it's feeling a little shaky. Some of you may even be codependent on a situation, okay? And you're getting ready to move away from that. You're getting ready to move to calmer waters, because you don't like feeling like this, where you are basically dependent and at the mercy of someone else's, how do you say that? Someone else has too much control over your life and your financial security in your life, or your feeling of self-worth. Okay, you don't feel good here at all. And as a Capricorn, I know you don't feel good there, because I'm a Capricorn, and I very rarely allow myself to be in a situation like that if I can help it. And if I am in a situation like that, I would not feel comfortable at all. And but you are moving away from that, okay, where you could empower yourself. That is what you're working on right now. And whatever it is you feel that has power over you, it's up here, and it's going to come crumbling down. Whoever it is that they feel that they have power over you, or they can manipulate you, just by just digging their heels in and saying, no, it's my way or the highway, and I'm not talking to you. No, there's nothing more to be said. And they feel that they can get the upper hand that way, but that's going to come crashing down. Okay, so I hope that's not you, Capricorn, that is actually being manipulative like that. Okay, and like trying to use that behavior to hold someone else to ransom. Well, how do you say that? You know, to so that you can get your own way, or this can be the person you're dealing with. Okay, I don't know why it is. As soon as I start doing a reading, my allergies play up. I do apologize. Okay, crowning you, we have the Lovers. So this is a very intense situation, but we did not need the Lovers card to see intense, 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 intense. Okay. Good grief. Okay, these are some heavy energy. So the Lovers card is not always about relationships. It's also about having a very, very important decision to make that will have a big impact on your life going forward. Okay. However, with the Chariot in reverse, it could be that you're not ready to move forward. You don't want to make this decision. For whatever reason, you don't want to make this decision. Okay. Your energy may feel a little bit scattered. This is a very, very intense situation here. And it has something to do with a partnership. It could have something to do with a business. You may be self-employed. It could have something to do with a creative endeavor, creative project. Okay. That may be going through a total overhaul, a total transition. And it could be that you really have lost your faith. Okay. But you're not using your intuition, and because you're not using your intuition, something unexpected may happen here to clear the air. There's a block here. There's a block here. Okay. Transition is imminent with the Death in reverse and with the Tower. It's imminent. It's going to happen anyway. But it's nearly as though someone is not going with the flow of what the universe is trying to do. They're not going with the flow of the universal energies. It's like, have you ever heard that saying, you can pull the donkey, but you can't force them to drink? I don't know where that came from, guys. But that's what I get when I'm looking at this. There's someone totally trying to manipulate this situation here. Trying to stop it from moving forward. Okay. And it could be, maybe it wasn't supposed to move forward. I don't know at that time. There's something blocking it from moving forward. It's nearly as though I see that something's supposed to move forward here, but it's someone's own behavior and mindset that's blocking this situation and stopping it from moving forward and going with the universal flow. Okay. And flowing with spirit. Someone is not using their intuition here, and it's going to cause the Tower to come crumbling down. Okay. And I think that is the biggest message. If you don't even listen to the rest of this reading, Capricorn, this is the biggest message here. That someone is